Hello, my name is Hanna Persin. I chose to discuss the developmental and family life cycle theory. So this theory offers a framework to comprehend the normal changes and experiences families undergo throughout their members' lifetimes. It focuses on understanding the stages of individual development and the evolving dynamics within a family over time. It aids in assessing and evaluating both individuals and families as a whole, as both evolve over time, including their needs and priorities. Some of the key concepts, the first one is that families will develop and change over time. They follow somewhat predictable stressors and shifts that align with their ages and societal expectations. And so, for example, this might start with a couple pairing together and then the intricacies that follow, such as new family members, the generation eventually growing older and moving out, or a child going to college, getting married, and the role expectations that change with this transition, and then the adjustment this brings when the household becomes small again, eventually. A second key concept is that families experience transitions from one stage to the next. So these transitions can initially affect the equilibrium within a family system by changing the structure, the different family member roles, and the interactions among the different members. Eventually, the family will adapt and their relationships will realign. And another example, so for this concept, is that someone in the family gets married and how this may affect relationships, how it creates new relationships and expands the immediate family, and even joins two separate family systems. I'd like to now review some definitions associated with the theory. So family is defined as the most basic societal unit that is constantly evolving. The theory recognizes the immediate family to include step family members, LGBTQ families, and divorced families. Health is a state of physical, emotional, social, and psychological well-being and is viewed as a dynamic process that is also influenced by an individual's developmental stage. It includes each individual's status and the collective health of the family as a unit. Nursing is the practice of providing care to individuals and families by understanding the expected family developmental changes while still acknowledging each family's uniqueness. It involves assessing the family to then address the health needs of individuals and families at various developmental stages and family life cycle phases. It involves holistic care to help facilitate healthy transitions and adaptation throughout the family lifespan. And environment is the internal and external conditions and influences that affect the life and development of individuals and their families. Some of these may include the physical environment in which the family lives, historical influences, and the role that society plays in development. So application to family nursing practice and family care. It is a comprehensive and anticipatory approach to family care. So basically, the nurse begins by identifying the family structure, determining their current stage in the life cycle. The nurse can then assess and evaluate both normative and non-normative changes that happen within the family. So an example of a normative change would be a child leaving the home, for school, or a person reaching retirement. An example of a non-normative change would be something like divorce or a new medical diagnosis, such as a traumatic brain injury. Following that, the nurse can anticipate and customize interventions for the family dependent on the developmental stage they are in and what changes or transitions they are going through. For example, strategies for supporting a young family with small children will differ from those for a family with adolescents or elderly members. The interventions are age appropriate and relevant to the family's current stage. And overall, the theory enables nurses to support families through various stages of life, addressing both individual and collective needs, and ultimately promoting better health outcomes and stronger family units. So application and research. One study I found was a retrospective qualitative study. It was done and explored how transitions in the family life cycle and responses to these events might be linked to the onset of eating disorders. The aim was to gain insight with the goal of guiding future research in eating disorder prevention. Results showed that transitional events in the family life cycle, along with insufficient support during these transitions, may trigger an onset of eating disorders. And some of these events were things like school transitions, death of a family member, changes in relationships, home and job transitions, illness, and sexual abuse. Therefore, future research should use these findings to develop interventions aimed at reducing the stress associated with the transitional periods and enhancing the adaptability and coping skills of individuals and family members to prevent eating disorders. So basically, as an alternative to only looking at the individual's behavioral aspects of developing the eating disorder, nurses and other healthcare professionals can recognize the significance of these events in the family life cycle and support the parents in becoming aware during the transitional events. Another study I found explored how individuals recently diagnosed with multiple sclerosis experience their disease within the family lives. 10 participants in various stages of the family life cycle were interviewed using semi-structured conversations. Results showed the analysis 5 key themes. 1, reduced capacity for housekeeping and childcare, difficulty asking for or accepting help, dealing with awkward attitudes toward the illness, suspecting family members of concealing feelings, and observing family members struggle with the illness. These themes illustrate the profound impact of MS on family dynamics and the need for supportive interventions. And the findings highlight the significant impact of MS beyond just the individual, and they suggest the need for integrating family considerations into MS care. To conclude, the theory can aid the family in comprehending both individual and collective developmental tasks. Additionally, it can help the family recognize that periods of disequilibrium during transitions are normal and expected. And within the family assessment, I'll incorporate these concepts to design interventions that support the family through transitions by leveraging their strengths, routines, and traditions. Thank you so much for listening. These are my references.